Yellows, yellows, everybody, and welcome to the rest of your pain-free lives. My name is Nidhu B. Kapoor, and I am owner and sharer of the world's fastest transformative language, which you are going to experience today in just a few minutes with the most painful of all situations, pain itself. Mental, emotional, relationshipal, spiritual, financial, sexual, pain can show up anywhere. What you need to know about pain is that it is, number one, a call for attention. On today's call, we're going to give it all the attention it deserves and needs. Number two, pain can be short-term, like someone stepping on our toes. So there is pain, it comes, it goes. Or it could be long-term, where we could be on medication or have learned to live with it. Number three, pain, like stress, is made up of a lot of layers. Tightness, soreness, heaviness, numbness, dullness, exhaustion. As we uncover each layer, the next layer can reveal itself. So please make a commitment to your awareness, and whatever you do, do not say the words, "It is still there." "It is still there" is an unconscious desire to keep the pain, a subconscious belief that nothing works for you, and a conscious negativity. It is one of the worst things we can say for a challenging situation. Can I get your promise on these two right now? That you will keep your awareness open for the layers of the changes taking place, and you are not going to say, "It is still there." Awesome. We've got a yes from Poonam, Nina, Ludes, Nitika, Yogita, Laurie, and Wendy has given us 2, which is a yes and yes. Amrita has given us a thumbs up, and that works as well. Vaishali, Sonal's also given us a yes. Zeddy has given us a yes. And Vaishali, I'm going to repeat this for everybody who didn't get it, which is because pain works in layers, you have to keep your awareness open for whatever is the next layer that is revealing itself. And 2, you cannot say "it is still there." And Tan says, "I promise." Awesome. Receiving your promise, Tan. And Marian also says, yes. And Vaishali says, yes. Now, when we do the clearing and the pain is still there, what will you say? At no point am I asking you to put a lid on your reaction. What I want you to do is use the words correctly. So if at all, you would have to say, "it is still there." This is how you would say it. And Sonal, yes, for those of y'all who know the "you can leave now," you would add that. But for those of us who don't know the "you can leave now," have not yet gotten comfortable and familiar with these 4 magical words, we will say, "it's still there, but it's lesser," if it's lesser. "It's changed place," if it's changed place. "It's now something else." Because remember, your promise is first on your awareness that you will be able to be aware of what is coming next. Because pain can become anything else. The tightness, dullness, stiffness, heaviness, hurt, ache. You have to be able to say, "it's still there, but..." It's lesser. It's changed. It's moved to another place. Basically, you will not make a complete meal out of "it's still there." You will say "it's still there, but." and you will identify what has happened. In the rare case, very rare, but 0.5% of the audience can have this, where you have no sense of the shift or the release. When that happens, please do not write, it's still there. What you will do is give it 1 minute, and you will have at least half a glass of water, if not a full glass of water. And when I say have half a glass of water or full glass of water, it doesn't mean that you that you gulp it down. You will sip it. You will have it with patience and gentleness. And then you will check and let us know. Yes, everybody? Yes, but it is leaving my body, but I can feel it leaving, but I can feel it lesser, but I feel like it's gone. You have to give me the yes, but. Superb. For those of y'all who do know the YCLM, you will just say YCLM. We may do YCLM today, we may not do YCLM today. So only if you know this particular potent phrase will you use it. For the rest of us, follow through with what we're going to be doing. Take your time now, my lovelies. Tell me about your pain, but wait. There is a way you're going to mention it on our chat. You are going to mention what kind of pain it is. Mental, emotional, physical, relationship-nal, financial, spiritual, sexual, anything else you can think of. You're going to identify the pain. If it is a physical pain, you are going to say where it is in the body. Head, shoulder, back, knees, wherever it is. And then on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all, and 10 is very, very high, you are going to rate your pain. So, for example, you will say 6 shoulder pain. You are also going to mention in the same one post. So, you're not going to break this up in different posts. In the same post, you are also going to let me know how old it is, like how long have you had it. And you're also going to mention what happened around the time this pain showed up. If you cannot remember what happened around the time the pain showed up, leave that blank. So 1, you are going to identify the pain. You are going to identify the intensity of the pain between 0 to 10. You are going to let us know how long you have had this pain. And finally, what was happening around the time this pain began. So let us say the pain began somewhere 4 years back. And you don't remember which month it started, but 4 years back you remember that there was an accident. God forbid. But today, we're going to be taking a look at some painful things. So feel free to put it down. Put it down in one post. Now, Madhu, you have put it in one, but you have not given me everything I want in one. And Vaishali says, if we have multiple pains, excellent question. If we have multiple pains, you will choose the biggest. The biggest is always going to be physical. In physical pain, you will choose which part has the biggest pain. And that's the story you're going to mention in one post. Anamika, we're going to come to the cause of pain. As we understand the truths of pain, as we understand the nature of pain and the development of pain and the spiritual cause of pain, all questions around pain will be answered. At the end of the day, if you have to work through something, you have to know it well. If you're going to work through designing a house, you have to know interior decoration. If you have to work through building a house, you have to know engineering and architecture. If you're going to become pain-free, you must understand your pain. Couple of these insights you've already gotten in the first 5 minutes of our call. Some more insights already happened in our last call on self-love, and more will take place today. Right now, let me know what it is that is the pain, how much is the pain, when did it begin, what happened around the time that it began. Take your time. I'm going to give everybody 2 minutes of silence. And remember what I said. Please put it in one post. So think through, write it on a sheet of paper if you want first, and then put it here. A good question, Nitika. But we're looking at every aspect of our life: physical, mental, emotional, relationship, spiritual, financial, sexual, and all of us have something or the other going on in one place at least. If nothing else, it'll have to do with our family. And even if most of our family is okay, we definitely all have something going on with our mothers. Yeah, brain fog and disassociation does qualify as emotional pain, actually mental pain because it's in your head. But all mental pain comes from emotional pain. ZD, you've given me almost everything, but you have also mentioned family pressures and craziness, and welcome to being a human being. There is nobody who doesn't have some amount of craziness in their family. What you have to give me is what happened those 20 years back. Like in the craziness, what was the biggest craziness? What was the craziness 20 years back? And you see, now you've given it to me, you've given me the answer in another post, so I will not be able to clear it. Which is why, my lovelies, we had 2 minutes of silence and everybody was to write it in one post. But let us see what happens as we begin the clearing. Are we ready, my lovelies? Absolutely, Sonal. When we have many pains, we will just take the largest. Largest will always be physical, and in the physical, whichever body part has the maximum amount of pain. If you've not written anything down, you will still experience some sort of clearing, but I am clearing on the things that have been written. Now, in our work, because the USP of this work is speed, there's nothing faster than this in the world. We have a process known as 1 second alchemy. It's truly just 1 second. However, on today's call, you are going to experience Goddess Alchemy. And Goddess Alchemy is a combination of a prayer in Sanskrit. It's the combination of great intention that you will be okay. And it is the combination of the 1 second alchemy. And it is the combination of a certain set of decrees, out of which one at least you will get to know today. So I'm starting, and you have to support me by beginning to sip water. How much ever you can. If you can have just 1 sip, you have 1 sip. If you can have more than 1 sip, you have more than 1 sip. It will take me only about 2 minutes, and I am starting now. Have a sip of water. And check. What was your number that you've mentioned? What is your number now? Just give me the number. What was it before? What is it now? So sorry, I should have clarified. What was it before? What is it now? 10 to 2, 8 to 7, 7 to 5, 7 to 5. Superb. Superb. Allow the processing. Allowing the processing. Allowing the processing. Allowing the processing. 8 to 3, 8 to 5, 4 to 2, 8 to 4, 10 to 6, 7 to 6, 8, 10 to 8 to 6 to 3, 9 to 6, 9 to 6, 7 to 6, 8 to 5, 8 to 6, 5 to 3. One more minute of just letting it process. Y'all are still receiving. It is still clearing, and it will continue clearing for the next 24 hours. Ten to vacillating between 6 and 2, 7 to 3, 9 to 6, 8 to 5, 5 to 0, 8 to 7, 5 to 2, for another 2 minutes. We're just going to be aware of how it is releasing, how it is relieving, how it is being removed. Please continue to have water. When we work in our work, any work, but especially when we are working on pain, your mouth, your palate, your lips have to be completely moist. Nothing should be dry at any point. If you have had too much water and you just cannot bear to take another sip, then you will take water in your mouth. You will hold it for as long as you can hold it, and then you spit it out. Payal, how to know for emotional pain? The way you knew from 7 to 3? If you're feeling drowsy, close your eyes. Go ahead and lie down as well. And Nitika says, it's being taken care of. This is how I feel. ZD had gone from a 7 to a 5, but that 5 has already become a 2, and my foot feels on the top like it's pruning the pain. Awesome. Awesome. You all are still receiving, my lovelies. Absolutely, Anamika. 8 to 5. Another minute of receiving. And even Liz, even if sometimes the pain is low and then bounces back up, what is going on right now? And Vaishali has also said something similar. Vanishes and then comes back. What is happening right now? Absolutely. Please go to the washroom if you need to go to the washroom. Yes, please. If you need to walk and check if it's still there, please do. Ready? If it's on fire, definitely just have water. Close your eyes and feel the water going to that body part. There is a sore and raw feeling. So the pain has moved and the next layer of soreness has been revealed. Pain has moved, a level of burning has been revealed. Burning always has to do with jealousy. Our jealousy or somebody else's jealousy. Burning can sometimes also have to do with curses. Vaishali, the pain has traveled to the upper back left side and slightly there in the knee. Make yourselves comfortable again. The clearing will keep working, my lovelies, till your next round tomorrow at 5 p.m. Because yes, there is another round at 5 p.m. tomorrow and day after. And here is your potent, powerful, magical, transformative, pain relief 2-word decree. It is as simple as, and if you're going to write it down, you're going to write it the way that I am writing it right now. So I'm going to write it before I say it so everybody will see it. And we're going to say this 5 times. And here it comes. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Your mouth, your lips, your throat will go dry. So the moment you have said it, quickly have some water. Vaishali, just 5 times to begin with. Always put an exclamation at the end of your decree. Let your exclamation mark be next to the word. Exclamation marks are full of light and joy and happiness and excitement. So when you put a space between the word and the exclamation mark, it means you're delaying your joy. Put your exclamation mark next to the word. Liz, have space between the pain and freedom. Give your pain space to become free. So sore, Liz, is the same as saying it's still there. So please mention it correctly. And Vaishali is mentioned, it's still there. My lovelies, if you're going to say it's still there, or it's so sore, and you're not going to give me the completion, if you're not going to use words correctly, you are taking the wrong healing. Because all our healing today has to do with words. And having said it 5 times, pain, freedom, please check your very first number, your next number after Goddess Alchemy. And then again, we waited for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. So there would have been another change. So from there, where did you reach? And how much is it now? And what's showing up now? Seven to 5 to 3, 7 to 1, 10 to 2 to 5, and ZD pressure in your left calf. Can you just open your leg a little bit if you're sitting? So when we sit, we have a right angle, right? From the hip to the knee to the ankle. So just kick your leg out a bit. Give it space. 10 to 6 to 2, 8 to 5, and place has shifted. 8 to 7 to 5, 10 to 2, 6 to 4.5. And Tan, please fall asleep. If the shift is too much for the conscious mind, it will shut down. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. You know how, for those of us who didn't enjoy maths, and then we had to sit in class, how we would just start zoning out? Like, when is this going to get over? Like, can I get a break? When is the bell going to ring? It is exactly like that. But the more you studied it, the more you got comfortable with it, the lesser this took place. So whenever drowsiness comes up, the desire to lie down comes up, the desire to sleep comes up, please honor it. Got it, Anamika? For you, it shifted to heaviness. Jan, from 9 to 6 to 4, and showing up as misalignment. And Vaishali, you have stiffness. Again, when you just put a sentence like this, right? When you put a sentence which is just pain, or a sentence like middle back is stiff now, or stiffness, you are not using words correctly to heal. You are only exhibiting desires to keep the pain. Now, there could be that desire, because if you've lived with it for so long, it is now a best friend. We are used to it, it is used to us. Like Liz says, 10 to 6 to 2, 6 to 4 to 6 plus. So it's gone down, it's gone back up. Got it. And for Priya, knees feel heavy, although the pain was somewhere else. Got it. And Alison says, feel bloated as if going to explode. Is that because of the water, Alison? If you're feeling bloated, lie down. It immediately stretches the belly a little bit instead of distending it. Amrita, I just explained, if you're just going to put words like throat hurts, there is a desire to keep it. So you have to use it correctly. Throat hurts, YCLN, throat hurts, but it's getting better, but it's lesser, but the pain before is gone. You have to give me the correct description. Use your words wisely, my love. Our words can create pain, and our words can remove the pain. As you can see, it's just 2 words. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Takes 8 seconds to say it. And look at the shifts that are taking place, right? Words have this power. Like for MC, heart pain changed to anger. Super. 8, physical pain is a little down. And 8 is the anger pain. Is that how I'm supposed to understand it? It's better, Vaishali. Pain has shifted to middle back pain. It is still in the knee, but it is lesser. Good. One of the ways we understand what the decrees are is word medicine. So when it comes to medicine, you have to take medicine the way medicine is supposed to be taken. If it's a pill, you cannot say, I'm going to drink it. If it's a syrup, you cannot say, I'm going to inject it. If it's an injection, you can say neither of the others. So when it comes to using a particular medicine, you have to be mindful of that medicine. For Nitika, the water is tasting very sweet. For Nina, 8757, intense energy in neck numb. So one more time, my lovelies. Pain freedom 5 times. See what happens. Liz, that is good that you're not holding your breath, but I do understand because you see the body seizes up in order to not feel the pain. The body freezes in order to not feel the pain. I'm just going to give the next round. My pain is lesser, thank you. 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 My pain is lesser, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like Neely says, sudden brain fog, level 4. But Anuja is feeling much better from 1000 to 20. And for Alison, below ribcage, the bloating sensation changed from tight to bloated. Got it, Alison. And for Sonal, bones almost gone to 0. Skull area shifting 3 to 1, also shifted to body muscles. Superb. When things move, we are not stuck anymore. Jan, yes, you can. I'm just going to come to the use of the word freedom. You can say misalignment freedom. Absolutely. Yogita says 10 to 6 to 2, 0. Mind immediately shifted to possible solution. Fantastic. Poonam's also down to 0. Awesome. On our last call, on the self-love call, we spoke about pain. We spoke about how when there is love, or in the first few days and weeks and months of a new love, we do not feel pain. And while there was the understanding we ignore the pain is actually lesser because there is serotonin in our brain, there are endorphins flowing in our system, and endorphins are the body's natural painkillers. We truly do not feel the pain. And that brings me to one of the truths around pain, which is an absence of love. The other understanding we had around what love does for us and why self-love is so important is when there is self-love, there is invariably self-respect, self-esteem. We don't do very much to sabotage ourselves. When there is an absence of love, we do a lot of self-sabotage. The more the self-sabotage, the more the pain. Now, self-sabotage can take place in various ways. We can either avoid things, we can either procrastinate, we can do things that we know are not good for us, we can have behaviors that even though we know we've got to stop, we're unable to stop. Between the absence of love giving rise to self-sabotaging behaviors, as well as pain, the spiritual reason for pain is truly for us to take a look as to where we feel alone and abandoned. Why am I using the words alone and abandoned? Can anybody tell me why I'm saying alone and abandoned? Because it's the lack of love that makes us feel alone and abandoned. Yes, Anamika, that as well. But because aloneness is everybody's number one fear. When we have love in our lives, we do not feel alone. When we have love in our lives, we will never be abandoned. Sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times, we stay with people we don't love and they also don't love us. But we stay because the fear of being alone overrides every other program. It will override the program of self-love. It will definitely override the program of self-worth and self-respect and self-esteem. How many of us staying in families we could walk out of? I mean, you're a functioning adult. You can make a choice to come on a healing session. You are willing to be independent because word medicine empowers you to do things on your own. You have 2 legs, you have 2 arms, you have eyes, you have a mind. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Why can't you walk out of the door? But we cannot. We truly cannot, because it's terrifying to think about being on our own. No human being is supposed to exist like an island. It's just not in us. At the same time, the understanding that if I am present in the matrix, and the matrix is the universe, then am I ever really alone? Even if it's not in the presence of a human being, in the presence of a pet, in the presence of a good conversation, in the presence of intangible, invisible energies, are we ever truly alone? And Liz says, I walked away from toxic family. It felt lonely but helpful and self-preserving. That's awesome. Kudos to you. More power to you. I did walk out from each and every one. In my and extended family with time, it's done. Kudos to you. More power to you. Why are you in pain? What have you still carried with you from them? One of the things I said earlier is that all pain is connected to a memory. You left, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Your pain will decrease. But if that memory is not resolved, dissolved, released, removed, the pain will continue. Leaving a toxic, painful family, but still being in pain means we're still carrying it. Let me use another word. Leaving a toxic, painful relationship, but being still in pain means this is still alive in us. We are truly never alone. And if you think you are, wait till it comes for your bills to be paid. Wait till it comes for your tax time. We are never truly alone. And because in everything that we've all gone through, because we've all gone through rubbish, we've all gone through hardships, we've all gone through painful times, but we're still here. We're still here. We're still willing to work on ourselves. We're still healing. Meaning, we haven't been abandoned either. But because these are our two biggest fears, and fear is wind. And wind is known as Vak in Sanskrit. The wind in our bodies gets out of control, gets trapped, creates the pain. Some years back, I was speaking with one of my friends who's also a practitioner. He does sound therapy and he's also an Ayurvedic healer. And we were talking about how in various understandings of various modalities, we also understand how illness and pain and disease takes place, right? Like in the Western system, the understanding is that the body is a composite of chemicals. And therefore, every solution they have is chemically based. The pills are chemical, the syrups are chemical, radiation is chemical, chemotherapy is chemical, injections are chemical. So the understanding of how pain, illness, disease takes place is different depending on which process you enjoy the most. Some of us do prefer that we take a pill, and there's nothing wrong with that. And just by the way, if you're on medication for pain, please continue. There is no need to suffer when there is a solution available. The point of this conversation that I was having with Chintan is that he mentioned something mind-opening for me. And he said in Ayurveda, there is only one understanding of pain, illness, and disease. And in Ayurveda, everything comes from a digestive disorder. Everything. Everything is about getting your digestive tract back in alignment. It is true. If there is pain in the body, there will be a digestive disorder for sure. Last week, in the new moon, there were quite a few requests for relief from pain. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, financial pain. Things came to a head in last week's new moon. Everybody just take a step back to last week. How was last week for you? Was it very stressful? Painful? Was it just hard? Is this week better? Like Vinita asked, am I still carrying my husband's sudden death trauma within 10 days after my leg being operated? I guarantee you are. Because that's the memory that's come up, right? You are connecting this to what I mentioned about memory. So you're absolutely correct. And if that's the memory that's come up, then that's the memory that's playing out. Poonam says this week is better. For Deepa, this week is tough, and she also mentions constipation. And Zeddy says, yes, I had to make up my mind and act on cutting off old girlfriends. Like Anamika also confirms, it was quite tough, quite painful since I also had my period, was feeling helpless and hopeless, meaning emotional pain as well. And Anuja also confirms, yes, this week is much better. Because new moons bring up what is old in order for us to be new. As in, we have to take care of what is this old thing in order to be new. I mentioned that pain takes place in layers. These layers did not happen yesterday. They did not happen last week. They did not happen last month. They did not happen last year. They have happened quite some time back. No pain is ever in that moment, unless, of course, it is you stubbed your toe or somebody stamped on your toe, or you knocked your hand into the wall, or you knocked your nose, if you have a long nose like mine, into a door. I'm not talking about that pain. I'm talking about the pain that we are all either living with or taking medicine for. So when I was doing a set of clearings and work last week, I remembered what Chintan had said about the digestive disorder. And as I started exploring this further, and so many thanks to all of y'all who did do work with me last week, thank you to you that we are able to have this particular call today with this particular insight. So as I started looking at that, exploring that, looking at the connection between digestion, looking at the connection between digestion and pain, a very interesting and very specific insight showed up. And that has to do with wind, air. We're made up of 5 elements. And air, as one of those elements, of course, even anger creates a lot of pain in the body. But this contribution of air is the maximum. When there is too much air in the body, there will be pain. There will be overthinking, which is a kind of mental pain. Because in overthinking, there is no answer, there is no solution, we are stuck. When this air does not know how to be processed, does not know how to be released, it gets stuck. All pain is a stuck energy. And the longer it has been stuck, the louder it's going to scream. Have you ever heard the sound of wind coming through a closed door? Have you ever heard the sound of a breeze? Have you ever heard the sound of a wild wind? It shrieks, right? In horror movies, they don't have the sound of water. They don't have the sound of fire. They have the sound of wind. Shrieking. What is pain? It is a shrieking energy, shouting at us. And shouting at us because it needs our attention, which we are giving it all through the call. Our focus is only our pain. And the releasing of this pain. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Pain, freedom. Air hates to be trapped. So does water. So does fire. Nobody likes to be trapped. But air hates it most of all. Because air is like the space, right? Between you and I, there's air. No boundaries. No limits. So when we put a limit on this air element and it gets jammed, dammed, trapped, it will give rise to pain. So much stomach pain, 9.9 stomach pains are the trappedness of the wind. When wind is trapped, we get spasms, we get cramps, we get bloating. So everybody, I am summing up everything I have just said in a few sentences. Number 1, the spiritual cause of pain is the absence of love and the belief in the illusion that we are alone and abandoned. Because what does pain ask us to do? Somebody please tell me, What does pain ask us to do? The first thing, look at it, is correct, calls for attention. The first thing we do in pain is, ah! We also use the word I, at least in India. And I, in Western India, where I am, means mother. Ouch! We start making sounds to call for somebody's help. The first thing that pain asks for is help. Even if we stubbed our toe, either we'll put our hand out for the wall or we will put our hand out for whoever is there and quickly clutch them. Pain is a call for help. But if we have the belief system that we are alone and abandoned, we will not be able to ask for help. How many of us here in pain, not knowing how to ask for help? Only when pain is like completely unbearable and has gone on for 1,000 years, we may say, I need medicine. We may say, I need to work with someone. We may say, I need to go to the doctor. How many of us unable to ask for help? Here's the other thing. Money. Very often, in our heads, we would rather not ask for help and give the reason of money. It's very expensive. I don't know how many sessions I'll need. I don't know how much the doctor will charge. I don't know what he might say. He might say I need hospitalization. He might say I need surgery. Then what will I do for that money? We then start using money as an excuse to not love ourselves. We start using fear to not love ourselves. What is pain? The absence of love. Spiritual cause. I believe I am alone and abandoned, when actually I am not. You are not, I am not, nobody is. Even for the most war-stricken lives that some of us have led, even for the most tragic stories, there is a cosmic balance that keeps the sun rising in the east and our hearts beating for another day. We are not alone and we are not abandoned. When we live like we are, we will be in pain. Then, and here's another slightly uncomfortable truth, we will start controlling. Whether we are controlling our money, whether we are controlling our time, whether we are controlling our attention, whether we are controlling our self-love, we will start controlling. Pain has a lot to do with control. And control is not about the self-discipline that I'm not going to have a third helping of ice cream, or that I am not going to raise my hand on a child or an animal. I'm speaking about control as a way of life, where we exhibit so much control around whatever it is that we are controlling. And those of us who are not controlling it for ourselves, we may be controlling it for others. Control and living with control is always negative. If there is negativity, again, right? Negativity is also one of the opposites of love. It will give rise to even more pain. Mental pain, emotional pain, physical pain, spiritual pain, sexual pain, guaranteed financial pain. One of the things I said in my post today is that no matter how uncomfortable a truth is, it will always set us free. I didn't mention that the key word for us today is free and freedom. But when the truth shows up and we recognize it, there is always relief. For a few seconds, we might be uncomfortable thinking of ourselves as negative people or controlling people or abandoned people, or that we are fearful people, because air and Vata is about fear. The role of fear and pain is most overlooked. I have done, actually this is my pain relief call after a long time, but in my last pain relief call, I spoke about what anger does in the body. Because pain carries inflammation. It's the inflammation that adds to the shrieking wind and intensifies the pain. There is a burning in pain. And there is definitely a negative judgment in the pain. Who all is waiting for their family to show up and love them? All of us, my lovelies. Till you start getting to the point where the maturity allows you to recognize it's not going to happen, we're all waiting. All of us. We've left the family, we have left that toxic relationship, but if we're not waiting for them to love us, we're waiting for them to say sorry. We're waiting for them to recognize our value. We're waiting for them to recognize our worth. We're waiting for them to recognize their wrongness and our rightness. Our call on self-love gave us some very clear directions on how there is a love that is eternal and always with us. And all we have to do is access that love. That love is a constant burning light. And things cover it. Clouds cover the sun. Rain covers the sun. Thunder and lightning covers the sun. But there is an eternal love we all possess. It comes from the universe. It comes from the fact that we were made in the image of God. If we were made in the image of God, and God, by the way, is everything. So God is also the pain, and God is also the hatred, and God is also the terrorism, but God is also the love. So we always have it with us. And the decree we used on the self-love call, this is part 2 of that call, my lovelies, because the first half of the self-love call was on clearing pain. Because when there is pain, you cannot know this self-love. You cannot know love because the pain takes over, right? Who calls for attention the most? Pain or love? Pain, right? Because it's shouting at us. Look at me, I'm here. What are you doing about me? See me, feel me, hear me. Pain is doing all of that. The decree that we use then, we're going to use today. Everybody, please, first of all, confirm to me that as you're hearing these, is the pain lesser? Because the truth will always set us free. And what is free? Free means no limits. Free means we are not trapped. We are not jailed. We are not jammed and damned. That is what free is. So just check. What was your pain? What is it now? And Tan says, is this our purpose in this life, to heal our pain and convert to love? No, my love. Our purpose in life is to grow. But is one of those growths self-love? It is. Self-love does not mean that we are right all the time. Self-love does not mean we won't make mistakes. Self-love doesn't mean we'll never be angry or lose our temper. Self-love does not mean we will be perfect. So there is an understanding as to self-love, and that is also part of our growth. Everybody's life purpose is to grow. Tan says 8 down to 2, not so sleepy now. Awesome. Awesome. All right, my lovelies, please close your eyes. Feet on the ground, soles touching the ground or soles flat in your shoes or slippers. Your palms, ideally, if not comfortable, I'll tell you what to do. But ideally, your palms, your arms are on either sides of your chair or on either sides of your bed if you're lying down. They are not touching your body. If this is not comfortable for you or not possible for you right now, then you will keep your palms on your thighs facing downward. For the rest of us who can keep your arms away from the body, keep your arms away from the body. Close your eyes, please. Take all attention to the body part that has the pain or the version of pain, tightness, soreness, stiffness, heaviness, dullness, numbness, hurt, ache. And as I give our love decree, I want you to see how the words are going into that body part. So keeping your attention there, we'll take the words there. And I'm just going to say it 5 times. Inner love awakened. 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 Allow the processing. Allow the processing. Allowing the processing. Allowing the processing. Allowing the processing. Next round, you will do with your eyes closed and your attention there. I want you to think inner love awakened just 3 times in the same body part. For those of y'all with your arms away from your body, you can bring them a little closer. For those whose palms were facing downward on their thighs, please put your palms upwards. And those who brought the arms close to the body, please put your palms downward on your thighs. Stay for 2 minutes and see what happens. Gently return. Have water. If you can't have water, hold it in your mouth for as long as you can and then spit it out. And now I want you to tell me about the memory. Don't tell me about the pain right now. The memory in that time when your pain started. And Liz, in holding your breath a lot, that is the area you would have gone to because that is the area of the pain point. Vaishali, it is good that you cried a lot. And like you said, when will the good times come that I don't have to go for healing sessions like dukh khatam hi nahi hota? And that can happen if you jumped into healing without going through therapy first. The healing journey does not begin with healing. The healing journey begins with talking. Liz, betrayal by a company, a government, and a person makes no sense to me because you haven't told me what has happened around that in the work that you're doing today. All you have, when you mention it like this, without completing the sentence, you're only telling me that you'd like to hold on to it. In which case, word medicine may not be the best medicine for you. And Dan, that's not a silly question at all. How can we use this healing daily? Exactly like we've done it on the call. And also by signing up for the 9-day program, out of which today is 1 day and 2 more days are at absolutely no charge, where you will be given a reminder about what has to be done, the decree to be practiced, not necessarily a new decree, the decrees from our call. And 5 p.m. every day for the next 8 days, Goddess Alchemy. Now we will see how you're doing. Anamika says, started in my childhood when I was physically abused for not being able to understand math. So sorry. I'm so sorry for everything that has caused pain in all our lives. So sorry. Please tell me if that memory has changed. That was the question. Like Laurie says, right? A flood of memories came passing by like a movie, one with my mom. They floated by. Good. Good. Vaishali says, the memory that came was my family suffering, not willing to heal. How I wish they welcomed it and wanted to grow. Is this a very real memory yet? Is it feeling distant? Are you very attached to this? Anuja says, no memory came up, felt lots of energy received on palms, float to the ankles doing the zero dance. Oh my God, I want to do the zero dance for all of us. Yes to that. Feeling really fresh, like woken up from a deep sleep. That's awesome. Liz, you can either add, you can leave now, or you can add the but. But it is not so strong anymore. But it is not playing a role right now. But it's feeling quite distant. Neely, a few years ago, when my mother wrongfully accused me to my family members out of spite, so sorry about that. So sorry about that. Hey, thank you, Dee, for putting that up right now. Since it's already up there, let me very quickly tell you. Our call is not over, my lovelies. We will still continue. But very quickly, let me tell you that today, till midnight, you have the option to show up for these reminders of what to do over the next 8 days, because today is part of the 9 days. You will get Goddess Alchemy at 5 p.m. every day. And till midnight tonight, this is available for just $15 and 1,100 rupees. Post midnight, it will become $26 and 1,900 rupees. Grab it, but the offer will stay till midnight. So don't go to that page yet, because we have not yet completed our call. There's still quite a bit left. Like Vaishali says, the memory of the accident on the swing in childhood when no parent was available and I cried showed up in these 2 minutes, right? Alone, abandoned, in a time of need. And now, this child, because this memory was not dealt with, this child, this memory is still playing itself out. Do you still often cry, Vaishali, that you have needs but no parent is showing up to take care of it for you? Vinita says, will the alchemy be remote? Yes, it will. But you will have an activation phrase. I'm going to come to the activation phrase, my loves. Yes, Vinita, it will be available for 24 hours. Goddess Alchemy, like most other alchemies, they will last. Some alchemies last for 6 months, but Goddess Alchemy lasts only for 24 hours. So we've got to keep replenishing that fuel. And 9 is the number of the goddess. And that is why 9 days. And after 9 days, we will have another option for another 9 days and then another 9 days. But right now, first to begin with is 9 days. And the first 3 days are absolutely no charge. Meaning you can join the Telegram group, try it for 3 days. But remember, the price goes up at midnight tonight. And you can take a call even on Monday, as in day after tomorrow. These are not calls at all. They are only email, telegram reminders, and you will have an activation phrase to receive the Goddess Alchemy in 24 hours, because we are all in different time zones. Oh, this is so amazing. And Ashling says, my stomach gurgled. Recent memory popped up of someone telling me they would have their phone on vibrate all night and help me if I needed it. Awesome. Awesome. We've all gotten help from friends, from strangers. You know, we've all gotten goodness from many places. But that memory can override all of that. Because remember, my lovies, there is self-sabotage, control, and negativity in pain. So we can be controlled so much in the pain of what took place that we are unable to see all the other places we are receiving help. For those of you all on the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies platform, you are receiving help all the time from total strangers. There's so many options, there's so many solutions, there's so many people you can choose to continue your journey with. The inability to ask for help, whatever the fear might be in that, because remember, my lovelies, the fear is a huge part of this, because it's wind and the wind is gone off. And when the wind goes off, some pain will happen. Long pain, long time this wind has been trapped. And therefore we start making decisions out of fear. The more decisions we make out of fear, the less we are operating out of love. The less we are operating out of trust and faith. Because faith also carries a lot of love. Self-doubt is also a huge part of pain. And while it feels like an emotional and mental pain, over time it becomes physical pain because self-doubt is also about fear. The fear of getting it wrong, the fear of getting it right, the fear of failing, the fear of loss, the fear of succeeding, the fear of money, the fear of love, the fear of being happy. Because if we have had jealous family members, and all of us have at least one jealous family member, if not more. The more number of jealous family members we have, the more we will be afraid of being better. The more we will be afraid of being happy. The more we will be afraid to work on love. MC Goddess Alchemy is the work we did in silence in the first 5-10 minutes of the call. If you missed it, you will still get to receive it on the replay. Poonam says, feeling relaxed, memory popped up, but feeling neutral. Fantastic. Popped up because it's going. Digestive disorders are a part of pain. Okay, so people, here's the next one. Digestive disorders. Freedom. Yes, file. Evil eye, as they see us happy, they start questioning, and they start bringing us down. So grateful, Tan, so grateful. So 5 times, everybody, please have water. Digestive disorders, freedom. 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 Give it 10 seconds. Allow the processing, allowing the processing, allowing the processing, allowing the processing. Next round. If you need to moisten your mouth, palate, or hold water in your mouth, even as you're listening, please do. Fear freedom, fear freedom, fearful freedom, fears freedom, fear freedom, fears freedom, fears freedom, fears freedom. Give it 10 seconds. Allowing the processing, allowing the processing, allowing the processing. Everybody up on your feet. And once you're on your feet, you're going to stamp your feet in the order of a march past. So 1, 2, 3, and let's all begin. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left. Stand and gently begin clapping. Slightly stronger. Stronger. As loud as you can. And like you're shaking something off from your palms, begin to shake off from the palms. 1 minute of shaking off, my lovelies. You're most welcome to march past as you're shaking off. If your shoulders get tired, relax your shoulders and start again. I'm going beyond a minute. Stay with me if you can. If not, sit. Have water. Oh, so good. Trupti, Stuart, we're already more than 1.5 hours into the call, but you will get the replay. So just flow with us from where we are right now. All right, my lovelies. What was the pain when you started? What is it right now? What was the story when you started? And is this story even real right now? Thank you, Zendi. Awesome, Vaishali. Gone, all gone. It's lesser, thank you. It's lesser, thank you. It's lesser, thank you. It's lesser, thank you. And Vinita says, what story? Vinita, what story you meant as a reaction to what I asked, right? You're not genuinely asking me what story. Nina says now 0.5, do not remember. Awesome, Vinita. Awesome. The past, freedom. 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 Superb. Superb. Story feels further away. OMG, pain gone from calf. Fear freedom, lesson right knee. Glow seems to have come on my face. I'm smiling now, feeling so positive. This was so powerful. Excellent. Now, my lovelies, please tell me, when you stub your toe, what happens in sequence? What is the first thing that happens when you stub your toe? I'm so sorry. Second thing that happens, because the first thing that happens is we make a sound. We call out for help. What is the second thing? Yes, shouting, crying, asking for help is the first thing. What is the second thing? We hold or rub it, meaning we stop. We stop, right? We make the sound and we're there only. We stop and we make the sound. We make the sound and we stop. We stop. When there is pain, your second message is to stop. Most of us do not stop. Whether it is having to go to work, whether it is having to meet somebody, whether it is having to keep a social engagement, whether it is having to go to the gym, we do not stop. How many of us stopped with the pain? Now we are being stopped with the pain. But how many of us consciously took a decision to stop when the pain came? Most of us do not. 9 out of 10 of us would not have. Something else would have called our attention, because remember, the absence of love. How are we when our loved ones have pain? Sit down, have some water. No, you rest, I'll do it for you. Don't worry at all, ho jayega. It's okay, they can wait another day. You know how we are? But not with ourselves. When the pain comes, asking for help, stopping. You have to stop. What's the other thing we do? What's the third thing we do when we stub our toe? There is the asking for help in the sound. There is the stopping. What's the third thing? What's the third thing we do? Stop to think what I can use for it. Yeah, in the stopping, that's all that is happening. Let us put an ice pack. Let us put a heat pack. Do you need Iodex? Do you need medicine? What's the third thing? We limp. We say everything will be okay soon. We rest. Poonam, rest is coming up. The third thing, exactly like you all have said, my lovelies, we do something about it. Ice pack, heat pack, sit down. What I want everybody to do is drink water. You know, did nobody have somebody in the moment of pain, the moment there was pain, somebody, a well-wisher came running and said, just have some water, just have some water. Sit, have some water. Sit, have some water. Sit, have some water. Dehydration happens when the air element goes off. Dryness happens when the air element goes off. If you have a lot of pain in the body, you guaranteed have a lot of dryness in the body. Please check. Deepa says, curse the event and yourself. Lol. Lol. So take a look at it from the perspective of a well-wisher. Because when there is love, we wish ourselves and others well. It's when there is no love that we will do the cursing. Now I'm even more late to go to office. Now I'm even more late to go to my social engagement. Now I don't know if I'll be able to go to the gym. Right? We start cursing ourselves without recognizing the messages of pain. The fourth thing that your well-wisher will ask you to do is take it easy. If you have pain, you are not taking it easy. And when you don't take it easy, the first element that goes off is air. The second element that goes off is fire. This combination of fire and air when it's out of control, when it's gone off. When I say gone off, it's not in balance. This combination is deadly. If you have a lot of pain for a long time, you are not taking it easy. Please take a look at your lives, my lovelies, and you will recognize the common sense of what is being said. Whether you won't take it easy physically, or whether you won't take it easy in constantly worrying, which is a mental pain, or whether you are constantly remembering old painful stories, which is emotional pain, constantly reliving grudges, resentments. And this brings me to another aspect of pain. And again, my lovelies, keep in mind, however uncomfortable the truth might be, it will set us free. There is bitterness in pain. Now, bitterness is a digestive flavor. Bitterness is one of the flavors of food which is available to us. So when the digestive disorder is there and the vata is gone off, the air is gone off, and the fire is also going off because digestion takes place with fire, bitterness starts increasing. Anybody who's been suffering with acidity, and by the way, if you have acidity, you will have pain in various parts of your body. The bitterness, the resentment will be very high. Maybe you would not like to recognize that because the ego is there. I'm a great person. I'm a good person. I give so much. I do so much. I'm always thinking good for others. There will be bitterness because we didn't know how to take it easy. Taking it easy means resting. That's all it means. I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying please only sit at home. Resting, relaxing are feminine qualities. There's a reason, my lovelies, why we're doing Goddess Alchemy and not the 1 second alchemy. Because goddess energies and frequencies are always missing when it comes to pain. This feminine quality of rest, relaxing, having a hobby. When was the last time you had a hobby for a while? Socializing with people you want to socialize with. So I'm not saying definitely call everybody you know for lunch tomorrow. Hanging out with friends. A imbalanced dependency on masculine behavior of doing, rushing, pressurize, money, chase, will give rise to more and more pain because exhaustion is one of the pain developers. You're living with a lot of pain. You are tired, my lovelies. You are tired. If you will close your eyes and just breathe for 2 minutes in silence, all of us, you will recognize how tired you are. But I have the rent to pay. But who's going to pay my bills? Then who's going to go to work? What about the workshop I have signed up for? What about the workshop I am going to do? What about the presentation my boss wants? I'm sorry. Where is the love for you? Because in that fear, we choose the pain. I am not saying anything, my lovelies, that you all have not experienced when you stubbed your toe. So like Payal says, I love dancing but get embarrassed because of my body weight. You dance under the shower. You dance when you have your alone time, but you dance. And again, right? Whatever your reason for saying, I am not doing it, you're not doing it. There will be pain in the body if you will not embrace the feminine side of you. Asking for help, stopping, having water, resting, and last. What's the last thing you do when you've stubbed your toe? I'm going to give it to you, my lovely. Actually, you know what? Try it. And as you all try it, Stuart, I'm just going to answer your question. And you do not know how to use these 4 words. You've just started. And you do not know asthma. If you're qualified to work on asthma, you would know what to do with whatever reaction he would have had. You have just started your journey. Focus on yourself. First, you fill your own cup. First, you wear your own oxygen mask. Then you use it for someone else. And Payal says alone also, which is what I said, Payal. The spiritual reason is that we believe that we are alone and abandoned. What's the last thing we do when we've stubbed our toe? Let us say we stopped for a moment, we held whoever was there, we held their hand, we said, dard ho raha hai, kitna dard ho raha hai, oof, oof. Then we put our foot down gingerly, then somebody said, sit down. They only said, sit down. They gave us a little bit of water to drink. Somebody said, kuch aur khaoge? Will you eat something else? Shall we get you a cup of tea? All of that. We rested, we relaxed, and then we got up to move. Did we move in the same direction towards where we had stubbed our toe? No, my lovely ZD. When do we give thanks? There's no giving thanks when we stub our toe. Do we head in the same direction where we stubbed our toe? Clearly, the answer is no. Change direction. Yeah, Nitika, I think I understand what you mean, but the word is incorrect. There is no realignment. Because realignment means you align back to what it was. We change direction. It's the last message of pain. Number 1, ask for help. Number 2, stop. Number 3, have water. Number 4, rest. And number 5, change direction. And this brings me to the activation phrase. Why do we not change direction? And this, I'm not talking about stubbing our toes, because there we change direction. Why have we not changed direction in this amount of pain and suffering we've all been living with? Yes, because we get used to it, because there is fear, and because we are not willing. We are not willing to do either change or different direction. All pain carries an unwillingness to change something. Whether you're changing how you're thinking, whether you're changing how you're feeling, whether you're changing how you are living, whether you are changing a lifestyle, whether you are changing a behavior, there is an unwillingness to change. And that is why the activation phrase for the next 9 days is I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. You don't have to specify what you're willing for. That we will do when we do level 2 of our work. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Whatever your reasons are. And for all of us, right? Because remember what I said? Masculine prepondency, work, 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 chase, 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 do, money, money, money. I promise you, we're unwilling because there's some fear attached to money. Also an illusion. Okay. You are going to try the activation phrase right now. I did the Goddess Alchemy almost 1.5 hours back. I just want you to do I am willing, 3 sets, meaning you will say I am willing 9 times. Very gently, so please don't be masculine speed trained. I'm willing. Please don't do it like that. Just in your normal speed, in your normal voice, 9 times, just say I am willing, 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 I am willing. Have a sip of water, sit back, and for the next few minutes, receive the Goddess Alchemy again. Stay with your eyes closed. Keep receiving the alchemy for another minute. And then open your eyes. Tell me how you're doing. Itchiness at the achy area but painless. Feeling calm or sleepy. Some pressure in the brain but it's moving. Feeling lighter. Smiling. Calm and sleepy. Peaceful. Blissfully floating. Smiling. Lots of throbbing. Throbbing is not a bad thing, Liz. The blood flow has increased there, so you can leave now. He's not required to be there. Feeling better? No itchiness? Pain down to 1? Moving freely. Awesome. Awesome. The last thing I'm going to mention, my lovelies, is that painful memories, trauma, abuse, stress, these are very complex energies. These are very complicated systems. And because of the way that we are programmed right now, complicated stuff is our sticky stuff. If it's complicated, we'll remember it. If it's complicated, we'll hold on to it better. Word medicine is the opposite of all of this. The decrees are easy, they are simple, they are quick, they are rapid, and which is why, like love, they are lightness that we cannot hold on to, unlike the stickiness of everything else that's complicated, which is why we always need practice. Whether we are practicing what we now understand about pain, because I promise you, my lovelies, you might feel, you're feeling better today. You'll even feel better tomorrow. You might also be tired on Monday. But by Wednesday, you will not stop. You will not take it easy. You will be back to the out of control air, wind, and fear, where we are not being driven by love. We are being driven by fear. We are being driven by pressure. We are being driven by force instead of power. Power is passion, motivation, inspiration, joy, happiness. And for that, the 9-day program is to remind you that you got to keep your practice going. Healing is truly not about us having $1 million overnight or us walking up from our wheelchairs overnight. Healing is a daily practice. Healing is about making sure that right now, if I'm low or I'm down, if you need to rest, you need to rest. Don't use a decree for that. But I can move to a higher vibration. If today I know how to keep bringing myself up, and then tomorrow I remind myself, and day after I remind myself, and I keep practicing this, over the next few weeks and few months, it will become a matter of habit where you're just living in a higher vibration. Love is one of the higher vibrations. You're living in love. Power, passion, purpose, these are all high vibrations. And the more you live in that, the better and better and better and better and 1,000 times better and 1,000,000 times better all our lives become. The commitment to practicing with the decrees or any other modality you enjoy. The commitment to working with someone. The commitment to asking for help, whether it's in a group or whether it's somebody you hire to be with you in this journey. The commitment to working every day on yourself. These are the things of which a successful, happy, joyful, no regrets life is lived. I'm also going to be posting the Telegram group where you can join immediately for the next 2 days without any charge. Should you wish to continue after the 3rd day, you will go to a new Telegram group and pay 1,900 rupees and $26. But, if you pick it up tonight by midnight, it is only $15 and 1,100 rupees. The rules of word medicine will have to be followed, or I will have to refund your monies and ask you to go. Your awareness, how to use words correctly. Victim language of it's still there or that's the memory, these will not be allowed because you are here in order to build your self-respect, in order to build your self-esteem, in order to build your self-love. You are not here so that other people can feel bad for you. You are not going to be joining this so that other people have to give you their time and attention. You are coming because your commitment is to you and you being better and you feeling better. I look forward to seeing you on the Telegram group, and I look forward to us being together for all these 9 days. Remember, my lovelies, there is a level 2 and a level 3 of this work, but first do level 1 of these 9 days. On our group, I am also going to put down a kind of summation of what we've done today, the spiritual cause, the truths of pain, the messages of pain, so that we remember that these are various aspects of our behaviors that has contributed to our pain increasing. And then you will get a reminder every day to work on freedom. And at 5 p.m. you will get Goddess Alchemy. Goddess Alchemy takes place to clear pain as well as to increase our sense of being taken care of, our sense of love with the universe. And the promise with the decrees is always things will happen within 24 hours in your external world as well. Whatever shows up in your external world is part of your feedback loop. If you feel worse the second day, it doesn't mean you're not healing. It only means that you have just not rested when it was time for you to rest. Therefore, you are being asked to rest now. That's all it means. So whatever reaction comes up, either you will understand what that reaction is, or you will listen to what that reaction's message is, or you will clear that reaction's message. The way to work with the decrees is simple, but even ABCD till Z was complicated the first time we heard it. Just keep an open mind and your commitment to your own self-love. And there's a question, what is the difference between you can leave now and freedom? Ultimately, the goal is lightness, feeling lighter, brighter, righter. Each one of us will have various enjoyments. Some of us will get addicted to the freedom, but there are 75 decrees, and if you know more decrees, there are certain decrees that you will enjoy more than the others. You can leave now is a foundation decree. Everything starts with the understanding of you can leave now. There is no substitute for it. There is no substitute for any decree, but as you will see, the decrees are a language. Therefore, it is not just about 4 words. It is about learning the language. When you speak the decree language, you will need more than you can leave now. You will, for example, when you write a paragraph, in that paragraph, how many more decrees can you use? Only when you know them will you be able to know the language to use in that paragraph. I hope that answers your question, MC, because you are part of the Saturn's Decrees training masterclass on 24th, and I look forward to seeing some of y'all there as well. But otherwise, right now, tomorrow itself, even though it's a Sunday, my lovely, you will get a reminder, and Goddess Alchemy will take place tomorrow as well. Today was the first day, so your 3-day free trial includes today. So that will be there tomorrow and day after. Any other questions, my lovelies? Feeling slightly better is good. because you didn't take any medicine, you didn't buy a product, you did nothing but hear a call and say some words. So slightly better is also good. Vaishali, there are no calls, it's all remote. That's good. That's awesome. Please listen to the messages of the pain. Take it easy today. Rest. Hydrate. Again, right? Every day you'll be given these reminders. Rest. Hydrate. For those of you all with chronic pain, you will have to increase your drinking water by 4 glasses a day. And I don't mean 4 glasses in one shot. I mean 4 glasses a day. The more pain there is, the less self-love, the more the stuckness, the more the trappedness. Water is such a great mover and shaker. Of course, the decrees are as well, but water is its best friend. So the more the pain, the more you've got to figure out your hydration. The more you've got to figure out your rest. The more you've got to figure out who will you work with long term. For those of y'all who are very new to the healing journey, all healing journeys begin with therapy. Therapy is where you can just talk. If you have not done enough talking, your healing journey will take much, much, much longer. Awesome, Aisling. Take it easy, my lovelies. Rest. Let the calm come. Let it all settle. Let it all settle. Let it all settle. Allowing the processing, allowing the processing, allowing the processing, receiving the Goddess Alchemy. I am willing, 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 I am willing. Big love, big hug. You are worthy and deserving of an absolutely pain, freedom, awesomeness life. See you on the group. Namaste from India.